Hello and happy Tech Tuesday. I'm Heather Anderson and I am going to be talking to you today about Wakelet. Now, how do I organize all my resources that I've gathered over the years? How do I share those with teachers? And how do I curate resources for my students? I like to use Wakelet for that, and I'm going to show you what that is. Here we go. So here I am on wakelet.com, wakelet.com, and it is free and it's awesome. So I am going to show off exactly how I use Wakelet to curate resources and share resources with students and teachers alike. Here we go. So here's my personal Wakelet, and what you can see here is I have curated some collections. So here I have Agatha Christie Research Project, my space unit, and if I scroll down I can see things like teacher resources. And so I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to go to create a new collection. And what it does is it allows you to add a title for your collection. So let's title this one, let's see, what's a cool topic right now? Let's see, the luck of the Irish. Yes, okay. And from here you can add a description. This Wakelet is all about leprechauns. Yes, it is. All right, from here I can add a cover image, and I can either download one that I like, or I can choose from the library. And so this is from Upsplash, and I can search whatever I would like here. Let's see, I'm going to look for leprechaun. Let's see if they have one. Ooh, they have one. Okay, all right. So let's see, Saint Patrick. Let's see if they have one for this. St. Patrick. Okay, they do have images of St. Patrick. That's kind of exciting. Okay, I'm going to go with Clover. Ooh, interesting. All right, so I'm just going to pick one here. Here's a cute one with Clover. And as you can see, it adds it to my Wakelet right there. All right, and you can do a full cover image, or you can do a half cover image and it kind of shrinks it for you, or you can do no image at all where you hide the cover image. Okay, so now I am ready to start adding things to my Wakelet. So let's see what I can add. I can click this plus button and I can add from any website. So what if I found a really cool website about, ancient Ireland and the Druids and all that jazz? I could paste that website right there. I also have the option to add text, so I can add something like a note to teachers, like a note to my students. This week we will be studying Ireland. Awesome. Okay. And I also have that rich text right there. I can bold and underline and bullet point anything I need. I can also add a link in this actual text as well. So there it is. Okay, let's see, what else can I add? I can add an image. I can add a bookmark that I already have on my handy dandy Chrome. I can add a PDF. I'm going to click on this and see what else I can add. I can add a YouTube video, a tweet, a Flipgrid video, something from my Google Drive, which would be really handy. I can also change the layout here. I can make it media view, where it's just a scroll situation. I can add compact view, which makes them just little bitty lines, and I'll show that off here in a minute. I can add a grid view where everything is kind of stacked like bricks, or a mood board where it kind of makes some things blown up and some things not. Okay, so that's how I make a Wakelet. It is super, super easy. Basically, anything you can add, you can put it right on here to Wakelet. And so I'm going to show you an already existing Wakelet. Here we go. So here I am on a Wakelet that I've already created. This is about remote teaching strategies. And so as you can see here, I have a little image here, and then I also included a background image as well, which you can do in the settings. And then if I scroll down here, I can see all of the things that I have curated for teachers about remote teaching. Things like Slides Mania, Slides Carnival, Pictochart, etc., so on and so forth. So if I go up here to the settings, I'm going to click up here that says Edit Collection. And I'm going to change the layout and show you what that looks like. So here I have my layout. Right now it's just in a grid. And as you can see, I have these plus buttons where I can add anything at the moment's notice. I can go here and change it to compact view, where it changes it to make it look like this. All right, then I can change it to grid view, which is like it was. So grid view, again, it's like bricks. And then I can make it mood board, which it kind of expands it. And as you can see here, it's just all, it's also in brick mode, but it's bigger, it's wider, it expands it. All right, now I'm going to go to media view, and that's where it's just, a scroll Facebook kind of situation. I personally like either compact view or grid view. Mood board's also fun. I'm going to leave it at mood board. You can also click on easy reorder mode over here, and then you can easily drag and drop anywhere you need the resources. All right, so that is Wakelet in a nutshell. I'm going to show you the sharing options now. Here we go. So up here at the top left, or excuse me, right at the top right, I have these options. So what if I'm done with my Wakelet? I can click this little button and I can either make it public, private, or unlisted. I usually leave it at unlisted so that I can share it with my students. So I can share it, via Google Classroom or Seesaw or Canvas or wherever you put your resources for students to view. So I can send that out as a link and everybody who has that link can access it. I can also make it public so that everybody can see my creation, if you will. Private, if you're just using it for yourself, you want to curate resources, gather them throughout the years, you can absolutely leave it at private. But again, I like to use it as unlisted. So I'm going to click done here. And then I'm going to go over to this little part where it's right in the middle, and I can go and invite people to collaborate on this Wakelet. So say you have a co-teacher and you want them to be able to add things to your Wakelet. You could click this invite button, and here is the invite where they can access it and manage it. So invite contributors or manage contributors, that is where that is. Okay, so I'm going to click on this little X button and go back up to see what else I can do with this. I can click on this little share this button here, this little arrow, and I can share it wherever I need to share it. So it has a lot of options here. You can just do it as a link. You can export this as a PDF. Obviously, it's not going to be super clickable as a PDF as it was on Wakelet, but you can absolutely do that. You can embed it onto a website. So say you have a Google site, whatever website, you can embed it. You can also create a QR code, which I think is awesome. If you want students to be able to access this in your actual classroom, you're doing centers or stations, or even if you have a section of your classroom where you want students to be able to access resources, say like a grammar resource hub where you have curated resources on how to use commas, etc. You can download this QR code, cut it out, and put it in your classroom, and students can just go up and scan it with their devices. I love QR codes. What other things that you have to share it is you have options such as putting it on Google Classroom. I'm going to return here. Google Classroom, that lovely button right there. You can just click that sucker and send it to your Google Classroom. You can put it on Facebook if you want. All of these really cool options. You can tweet it out. Hey. So that is how shareable it is. If I click on these three buttons, you can copy it. You can move it to a different collection. You can change the visibility to private or public, or you could delete the collection right there. So that is how shareable it is and how you can manipulate it and change it. Now I'm going to show you how to look for other people's Wakelets. Here we go. So up at the top right, hey, you can go to search. And you can search for whatever you're working on. So say I'm working on Shakespeare. Okay, here we go. Shakespeare. Enter. And what I can do is I can find anybody's collection that they have made public. So look at all these cool Shakespeare ones. Oh my goodness. I don't know about that one. But I can go in and see what other people have curated and what other people have collected based on Shakespeare. So the Royal Shakespeare Company, Shakespeare, an imposter. That is interesting. I'm going to click on this. And as you can see, it is all about how did Shakespeare write his plays? Question mark. Maybe, maybe not. So I love how I can curate resources that other people have curated. So say I really like this this source right here. What I can do is I can go into read mode and read that source without having to click on another website, or I can just bookmark that item. I can save that item to my own collection. So I'm going to click on save item and I can put it right on whatever collection I have. So if I want it in my snakes unit, this doesn't go in a snakes unit, but you get it. Save to collection. Boom, and it is saved. I love that I can just steal resources that other people have found right there. So let's see, I'm going to do one more quick search to show it off. I'm going to go to the search bar and let's search for, if you're elementary based and you're searching for things like the rainforest. Oh boy, and there we go. We have a ton of resources based on the rainforest. Ooh, the destruction of the Amazon rainforest. That's so sad. Okay, so that is what you can do is you can curate resources, you can share them widely, you can borrow from other people. So how I've used this in the past is I have curated a collection for things like Shakespeare, for things like the Holocaust, where students are researching, and then I give them my Wakelet and I ask them to add to it if I would like. I can separate these into groups and students can add resources as they go in small groups as well. So you can absolutely have students do cool group research projects with it. So that's how I personally like to use Wakelet. I also use it just as a teacher if I find a really cool resource and I want to use it later. I like to gather that into a collection so that I can remember where it is. Otherwise, I have a ton of bookmarks that I never look at, and so Wakelet allows me to do that research as I teach. So, how would you use Wakelet? Let me know in the comments, and I hope that you have a wonderful week.